Hey parents, here's this week's Weekly Forge Update. Real quick before we get into the talk about the service, I just want to let you guys know about a few things that are happening in our youth ministry. First, this Tuesday we introduced a new youth leader, Lauren Imbro. She's a young adult in our church, great woman, loves Jesus, and for a little while I always felt that God has been calling her to get more involved in the youth. She wants to be able to pour into their lives. So she's been coming for the past about month. But Tuesday night, we officially initiated her as a new youth leader. The girls are loving her. She's getting along with the guys as well. So she's been a great impact on our youth, and God's just going to continue to use her in our youth ministry. So parents, another thing, as you can see right here, this YouTube with the Forge Youth, one thing I did was I created a YouTube account for you guys as parents and also for the students. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post all of these videos that I'm making on this YouTube account, as well as something we're going to start doing next week. We're starting to make video announcements for the students. They're going to get involved in them. We're going to have a lot of jokes, a lot of laughter, just a fun way to do our regular announcements. But I'm also going to be posting those on this YouTube account so you parents can see them as well. Obviously, if your kids got to be somewhere at a certain time, you guys want to be aware of those things. So we're going to post every video we make on this YouTube page so you parents can also be tuned in to see that. Lastly, Pastor Chris has asked us as a youth ministry to do a human video during this year's Easter services. So Tammy Higgins is going to be helping us out with that. She's passionate about human videos. She's directed them before, so she's going to do it again this year for us. And we're also going to take this same human video and we're going to do this for fine arts. If some of you parents don't know what fine arts is, it's something that the Assemblies of God does. It's pretty much, it gives an opportunity for students to do whatever kind of gifts they have at a competitive level. You can go to districts, you can go to nationals, whether it be with music, human video, art, spoken word. They have so many different categories. So we're getting our kids plugged in with that. But one thing I wanted to do to try to unite everyone as a youth group is to do this human video so we can all do it together. So we're going to be doing that. And what I want you parents to know is that the first practice is going to be this Saturday at the church from 10 to noon. So that's this Saturday, 10 to noon at the church for the kids to start their practice with Tammy Higgins. So one thing I want to try to do every week is get some footage for you guys so you guys can see your kids, playing the games, having fun, engaging and lifting their hands during worship. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do so this week. The camera that I was using was just completely unreliable. But as of next week, I'm going to have a new camera, so I'm going to be able to get that for you guys. And I just love shooting footage and making these videos, so it's something I really enjoy, so I want to be able to get that for you guys. But as you can see, parents, this week I preach a sermon called The Wrong Pair of Shoes, read from 1 Samuel 17:38-40. And what it is, it's a story of David right before he goes to fight Goliath. And right before he goes to do that, he's sitting with King Saul. And King Saul says this: David, you can go out into battle, but if you're going to do that, you got to wear my sword. You got to wear my shield and my armor. And David falls into that trap, thinking that if he's going to accomplish something else that God has for him, killing Goliath in his life, then he's going to have to be different. He's going to have to be somewhere else. And sometimes in our lives today, we think that we need to walk in the pair of shoes that belong to someone else in order to be better. We think, oh, we're only going to be successful or used by God if we're more like this person or that person, because this person's funny, this person's talented. But it's only when we accept who we are, be grateful for the way that God made us, that's when we're going to be able to tackle the great things in our lives. In the story, David puts on the armor just for a little while, but shortly he realizes, I'm never going to be able to kill Goliath with this sword. Why? Because God didn't create me to wield the sword. He created me to wield a sling. And he accepted who he was, accepted his gifts and his talents, and coupled with the power of the Holy Spirit, he was able to accomplish the task that God had for him, which is kill Goliath. And I just wanted to encourage the students, letting them know there's nothing wrong with the way that they are. God made them the way they are for a certain reason, to be able to accomplish certain tasks and reach certain people who will be attracted solely to them because of who they are and their gifts, their personalities, and their talents. So the students, they were really blessed. They were really encouraged. I could see just in some of their faces, this insecurities being lifted off and realizing, you know what? If God is a God who is perfect and cannot make mistakes, that means he didn't make a mistake when he made me. A ton of the students were just so blessed talking to me after service and just realizing, wow, man, I appreciate that encouraging word. Because I really believe these students can go out into the world and make a huge difference. But it's going to start with them accepting who they are and using the way that they are for God's glory. So parents, that was this week. Students had a great time. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week. Take care. God bless.